Hello, welcome to episode 2 of Pub Football with Miles and Jimmy, the brand new Football Premier League preview and review show for the 2019-20 Premier League season. I'm Miles, this is Jimmy, two guys talking football, drinking beers, just like you would down the pub, hence the name Pub Football. So today we are going to be looking towards game week 2, match day 2 of the Premier League season. Lots and lots of good games to go through. We'll have Arsenal Burnley, Aston Villa Bournemouth, Brighton West Ham, Everton Watford, Norwich Newcastle, Southampton Liverpool, Manchester City versus Tottenham, Sheffield United, Crystal Palace, Chelsea, Leicester, and finally Monday Night Football will be Wolves versus Manchester United. Before we get into that, last night was a big game of football. It was the European Super Cup.
It was a very good game.
Liverpool picked up more European silverware.
They did, yeah.
It made me laugh from the start when they make them walk out holding the trophies. Like, if you're Chelsea there, it's just like, it's not as good, is it?
No, it's like having the conference trophy when someone else got the Premier League. It's like, no, it's not quite the same.
Good game of football though. Chelsea definitely bounced back from the 4-0 loss to Man United.
Chelsea were great in the first half.
Yeah.
I think Kante made a massive difference to their team.
Yeah.
If he played on Sunday, they would have won.
Well, the thing is, he still played him next to Jorginho, so Kante still had to do a little bit more going forward.
Yeah.
But it sounds like, from what I've heard, because I didn't get to watch it, it sounds like he did very well.
He did, yeah, especially first half. He literally broke up everything. He's very good going forward.
We started Giroud's goal.
He did, yeah.
Giroud scoring and the finish and Tammy Abraham's struggles, I guess,
Yeah.
leads you to think that possibly Giroud might be the best choice to be the number one striker at Chelsea.
I still think Chelsea are going to struggle to score goals regardless who plays up front, to be honest, at the moment. They aren't prolific.
Great finish, though, from Giroud.
Yeah,
I've
great
seen
finish.
it.
Yeah, took it really well.
Jorginho's penalty was lovely. Was it a dive? He went down very easy, and we're not crying about it probably because he's English.
Yeah.
But it looks close. All female refereeing.
Yeah, did a really good job.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Got the main decisions right, which is good.
Yeah, and with the penalty, it went to VAR, not clear and obvious error. It's such a quick game, and it happened so quickly that on the telly it looked like he'd been touched. So
I would have given it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
And which is why we're not refs. But I think that Liverpool will be a bit disappointed that they didn't put Chelsea to the sword, really, because they should really be a lot better than them.
I thought Liverpool were very much behind the pace of the play. It feels like they're not quite match ready yet, especially in the first half. I thought Chelsea were miles better. And obviously second half it did slightly improve, but yeah, I'd be a little bit concerned. They just look off the pace at the moment, but it's early days.
There were big periods of last season where Liverpool didn't play well but ground out results.
No, exactly.
So I don't think they'll be that concerned possibly about that, because being able to grind out a result where you don't play superbly is a massive plus when it comes to a long season.
And there's a lot of chopping and changing at the moment. Obviously, they don't have their full strength of 11 at the moment. People are coming back from sort of international duty. They're still struggling.
Mane still scored twice.
Yeah, and Firmino came on at half time. I thought he was great when he came on.
Yeah, how did the Ox play before? Because I'm glad he's coming back.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Not great. Hero, Liverpool's number 2, Adrian.
Yes, fair play to him.
He's a hero of penalty shootouts ever since when he played for West Ham, and they had the penalty shootout go down to the goalkeepers.
Yes.
And he was taking to win the game, and before he even took the penalty, he took his gloves off. Just like, I don't need these anymore. And then popped it. What did he pop it? Bottom corner or top corner?
I think he did.
I was just like, that's a hero of the penalty shootout. I feel like he gave the penalty away in the second half, being like, no, I want my moment. Yeah, and then saved the penalty.
Give him his due. He must be delighted to have left West Ham. So,
well, he's won a trophy. Poor penalty from Abraham, though.
Yes.
Worry about that guy's confidence.
Yes. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next game. I personally would start him. I don't think Lampard will. I
would be tempted to start Giroud, but the thing with...
You take him out of the team, his confidence goes kind of even further downhill. You suddenly go, I'm not sure.
The thing with Tammy Abraham is I really like him. But I really like him based off championship form. Yeah. When he was at Swansea, he didn't do great.
No, agree.
He just doesn't look like... He doesn't look like a number 9 ready to lead the line at Chelsea.
No, and I also don't think he's prolific enough either.
That's what I mean.
I think he needs about 4 or 5 chances to score 1 goal, and at the top level, you might only get 1 chance, and he's got to take it. And Giroud will do that, and I really like Giroud. Always rated Giroud.
Yeah, I think Giroud's a good centre forward, and I think the thing with Giroud is he brings other players into the game a lot more as well.
Yeah.
Like the players like Pedro, players like Pulisic.
Pulisic, he played quite well.
Coming off the sides, coming off the wings, going in behind. Giroud can be the one to make that happen.
He's the link, isn't it? Which is great. Which Tammy Abraham maybe not as good. But,
It's not as strong.
No.
Double save from Cape was superb as well.
Oh, wasn't it just? I think the second shot basically just hit straight at him. So it's fair enough. But
if you're Chelsea and Liverpool bosses at this point, are you a little bit concerned that a midweek game that's gone to penalties through extra time in Istanbul has happened this early in the season? And I know people will say, "Oh, well, you have midweek games all the time," but the Champions League and the League Cup and stuff like that doesn't kick off for Premier League sides till a bit further on. They played one Premier League game. Fitness levels aren't going to be
and it was
the peak.
very, very hot out there yesterday as well.
Very hot. It
very
went
draining.
Extra time penalties, which midweek games don't do until the very end of the season.
Yeah.
Would you be a little bit worried about this weekend because they both played very strong sides?
Yeah, I'd be delighted if I was the Southampton and Leicester, thinking, "Oh, we've got half a chance this weekend," because they are going to be
half an hour.
Yeah, especially And for Frank Lampard, he needs to win this weekend. He needs that first win.
Yeah,
and Liverpool Leicester is a very difficult team to play.
All right, moving on to the main bit of the show today, the channel, the YouTube, the thing. Going into this weekend's Premier League games, giving a bit of preview, we'll do some score predictions as well. Feel free to put your money on all our predictions. I don't know how much. There's something we could do, actually. Each week, we could hypothetically put money on them all. And see how much we would have made from the week next week.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we'll make much.
No, not at all. No. I expect to be Paul by the end of this. So
well, no, we're not actually. I'm not actually putting my money down on our bets, but you can if you'd like. Starting with the early kickoff on Saturday, Arsenal are hosting Burnley. First game at the Emirates for the season. First game of a beautiful Arsenal home kit.
Yes. I cannot wait.
Oh, the away kit's great.
Yes,
the home kit is superb. The third kit came out this week.
Oh, sensational.
Really
They're talking about bringing out a fourth kit. Just unbelievable.
Just bring out all the colours.
Seasonal kits.
It really winds me up as a Tottenham fan. Tottenham kits are nice this year, but they're a bit
very
plain.
Basic,
Yours are the best kits in the Premier League. They're so nice. It really annoys me. Anyway, back to the game. Arsenal hosting Burnley. Arsenal sort of scrappy last weekend against Newcastle.
It's a pretty poor start, but we got the job done. And 3 points is important this time, isn't it? So
Burnley, however, looked very, very good.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult game. It really is, and it'll be intriguing to see who starts because obviously last week's starting lineup was a little bit hit and miss. Obviously, Ozil and Kolasinac coming back as well.
Yeah, which is good to hear.
Yeah,
I'm assuming the security will be very high at the game.
Oh, they've got so much money. I'm sure they can pay for it. It's fine.
Yeah, well, not just for now. I think the club will have to pay for it. But it's a home game. This is the difference. With Unai Emery, he tends to...
We're very strong at home.
He tends to be a bit more ambitious and adventurous at home with his lineups. I don't think Ozil will go straight into the starting lineup.
I don't think either of them will start.
I think Tierney... is Tierney fit?
I'd like to believe so.
But he's just coming back from an injury.
Yeah.
If Tierney's fit, I think he goes straight in. If he's not, Kolasinac may well start.
Yes, he might do. Obviously, you've got Maitland-Niles the other side, haven't you? So
depends where he wants to stick. But he loves Monreal, Unai Emery.
Yes. He's such a great
player. I think David Luiz will come into the lineup. I know it's harsh on Callum Chambers, who did well last weekend, but I just think you can't compare the two.
I'm not sure. I genuinely thought Chambers played really well last weekend. I would stick with him. And Burnley at home, I think the problem is it is a physical battle, so we'll see. But I'd like to see him stick with it.
You think Socrates would be up for this one?
Yeah, definitely.
I think David Luiz will start. I got a bit of stick for saying some bad things about Dani Ceballos, but I stick to what I'm saying, and I think that this weekend is the weekend where if he starts the game, we will see whether he is physically ready to play in the Premier League.
And as I said last week, I think he is. I think he will start. Unfortunately, he's probably going to start next to Xhaka.
I think he'll start further forward.
Do you think he'll play in the hub?
Well, Xhaka starts. He's club captain, mate.
He does, but I also think having Ceballos next to him in a home game where we do need that slight kind of going forward. Yeah, you don't need some kind of deep line.
Well, it depends whether he thinks Guendouzi can be the one who can drive forward
I would rather have Ceballos there and have someone in front of him as well.
Xhaka's not a holding midfielder either. Does he
No.
play Xhaka in that role?
But in a game like this, we should dominate the ball, and I'd rather have Ceballos in a deep line.
I cannot
position.
see him leaving out both of Torreira and Guendouzi. One of them will play next to Xhaka.
I hope not, because I don't think we need to.
But I think he will, because he plays one of those two and plays Xhaka.
I really don't like Xhaka.
No, both of us would leave out Xhaka completely.
Yeah, definitely.
And you play Torreira next to Ceballos.
Yes, of course you would, yeah.
However, he won't leave out Xhaka.
No.
He's your club. He's made him club captain.
But then again, I still wouldn't have Torreira next to Xhaka in a home game where we're going to have 70% of the ball.
But would Unai Emery?
I hope so, because it's a signal of intent, especially you've got Pepe one side.
Yeah.
You've got Aubameyang and Lacazette.
Pepe will come in.
I like to believe so. He obviously played a bit last week.
Lacazette come back fit. Harsh to leave out Willock. You'd have to play Willock in the hole then.
Potentially. I would probably take out Reece Nelson. I thought he did okay last week.
He didn't do enough.
He's probably more of an impact sub for the moment, and if he starts to kind of prove himself, I get that. Burnley played well last week, and it's going to be really interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I think they'll probably start with a fairly similar lineup. There are not much changes with Burnley. No. That's one of the clubs that will start the same. If an 11
play potentially,
I'm not sure, because Sean Dyche is one of those managers that if an 11 wins, he doesn't tend to change it much.
I completely understand that.
That's the one change I could see possibly happening would be Danny Drinkwater.
Yeah.
He would definitely go onto the bench. I don't think Jay Rodriguez will get in the side. I think he'll be off the bench. They can't drop Ashley Barnes, and Chris Wood plays well as well.
Yeah, agrees.
Looking at a score prediction,
I'm going to say a comfortable 2-0 win.
I think 2-1. I think that I don't think it matters who you play at the back. It's going to be new combinations possibly.
Yeah.
And if Callum Chambers plays, he played well last weekend, but a more physical side might.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm still confident we'll dominate the ball and we should win comfortably.
I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal. You'll go 2-0.
Yes.
So we're going to go home win if you're gambling.
Home win.
The next game, which is start of the 3 o'clock kickoffs on Saturday, Aston Villa, Bournemouth. This is a hard game to call because I thought Aston Villa equipped themselves very well, whereas Bournemouth got outplayed by Sheffield United at home.
Yeah, I think they're two very, very similar sides. I do think Villa will edge it just due to the fact they're at home. And I thought they played all right against Spurs. They just sat back and just let Spurs ended up winning the game. But at home,
first game back in the Premier League,
license to be a bit more attacking, give it a go. We'll see.
It's just Bournemouth are one of those teams that's impossible to predict because you just don't know what you're going to get. They can be absolutely scintillating one week and absolutely rubbish the next.
And the thing is, playing on the counter probably suits them a bit better as well.
Yeah, but
they've got pace.
Will they play on the counter? They're the established Premier League side at this point. Are they expected to push forward? And will Villa want to play on the counter? Villa, will Wesley be able to deal with
hold the ball up for a start?
Yeah, well, it's going to be an even more aggressive defence than like Alderweireld and Sanchez are sort of more on the positional sense. Yeah. They're tough guys, but they're more the silky defenders. And you've got Steve Cook coming at you. It's a whole different ball game. Yeah. He will go down, and he might struggle.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, he'll probably win a penalty.
He probably will win a penalty, won't he? Grealish needs a win. He hasn't won in, 19 consecutive Premier League games?
Crazy, isn't it?
That's a hell of a stat. The record.
He'll be fine. I do think Villa will win this weekend.
Yeah. Do you start for Bournemouth? I think the goalkeeper's quite interesting. They played Rams. Was it Ramsdale?
Yeah, bloke who played I think it was AFC Wimbledon last year.
I thought not Martin Travers, that's our friend. I thought Travers, what's his name? Whatever his name is, Travers would have got the game.
It isn't Martin, is it?
No,
I
it's
keep
not Martin,
thinking it is.
Because our friend is called Martin. Yeah. They must be Rennies. Travers I thought Travers would have kept his spot.
He played really well against Spurs, didn't he, last year?
Really, really annoyed me.
Yeah.
And that cost us 4th. I don't like him anymore. But no, I think that it'll be interesting to see what happens here. It's hard to pick. I am tempted to say 1-1.
I'm going for a slim home win with a Wesley winner in the last 5 minutes.
1-0 then.
2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
2-1. Moving on to another 3 o'clock kickoff. Brighton against West Ham. Both teams were surprising last weekend in different ways.
Yeah, you expected the results to be the other way round for both of them. Well,
not really, not West Ham, but you thought they'd be closer to
City. And agreed. And I didn't didn't really expect Brighton to win either.
Don't expect Brighton to win at all.
No, so it's going to be an interesting game because you'd like to see a bit of a response from West Ham this week, surely.
I see a changed lineup. I think Fornals will be brought in.
Yeah, agreed. Really good
start.
Apart from that, there's not much to change. But yeah, I just expect to see a big reaction and a better performance as well.
Brighton, do they stick with Murray up front? Do they bring in Maupay from the start?
I would go with either Maupay or Andone.
With Murray?
Well,
because they played 2 up.
I would stick with Murray still.
Stick with Murray?
Maybe play Maupay.
With him, because they bought the guy off for Maupay and Murray off for Andone at the same time.
Yeah.
Be interesting. The thing is, Andone scored last weekend, but last season he was terrible, and I still don't think.
Yeah, he's just.
We don't want to get carried away.
He pops up with occasional goals, but apart from that, he doesn't really do anything. And I'd go with Maupay next.
Maupay and Murray would be good.
Definitely.
Be interested to see what Potter does here. It's his first home game.
Yeah.
Was very, very ambitious in attacking in an away game, so I don't expect much to change.
No, I quite like the fact he's trying to change what Brighton do. Obviously, last season they were horrendously defensive.
Yeah.
And I like the fact he's trying to change the mindset to play more attacking football, to get kind of the more creative players on the ball. Doesn't make sense, doesn't it? So be interesting to see what happens.
Score.
Oh, it's going to be tight. I think West Ham are just going to nick it.
I think that West Ham are going to be back with a vengeance.
Do you?
And I think that Brighton will play better, but I think they'll leave themselves exposed. And I think West Ham have got enough going forward. If with the players like
Felipe,
with Fornals, Felipe Anderson, Wilshere in the middle is good at breaking into the playing between the lines.
Fair enough.
I can see it being 2-0 West Ham.
Yeah, I'm going for 2-1. I think Brighton will take the lead.
Yeah.
Glenn
Murray.
Yeah, maybe more penalty.
Yeah, penalty. Maupay will go down. Murray will come up and knock it in. This game is going to be very interesting. Goodison Park, Everton versus Watford. Watford just didn't show up last week. It was like your first day at school of the year when you're just catching up with your mates again and you don't really do any work. That's what Watford did last week.
I also think it might have been a slight sense of overconfidence, thinking, well, Brighton were pretty poor last year. New manager, not really sure what's going to happen. We're at home. We did really well last year.
Yeah.
I think we're going to win quite comfortably, and they didn't turn up. Right.
And Everton also be disappointed with an away draw at Selhurst Park for Crystal Palace. So I expect Everton to be much stronger. I think they'll bring in some more of the new players.
Yeah, definitely.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Ken start.
Iwobi?
Iwobi, I think, will start as well. I don't think that Calvert-Lewin is really as good.
No, Calvert-Lewin just doesn't score goals. He doesn't bring enough to the table.
It works
really.
hard, though.
Yeah.
It'd be involved, but he started him a lot last season. He might start him again, but I think you bought in Ken, this up and coming. It still makes me laugh. You bought in this up and coming player.
First game at home.
Who
fans want to see him.
Scored goals for Juventus. He came in forced against the Italy side, scored in his debut. Did all right.
Yeah, I'd like to see him prove himself. I want to see what he's all about, because obviously we don't really see a lot of Serie A, so who knows? It'd be interesting to see it.
I think he'd be better than Calvert-Lewin anyway.
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
Delph will start. I think, did he start last week? Possibly.
I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure.
I think he'll start.
Yeah,
if he's fit.
Should do.
It'll be very interesting. Whereas I think Watford will just. I don't think there's much needs to change in the lineup. I would assume that Welbeck and Ismail Assar will come straight in if they're fit. Welbeck will probably. I think Welbeck's going to play up front.
I think he runs the channels really well. He's a decent hold-up player as well. I think he suits a game like that.
Who with is the issue? Do you play him with Deulofeu? Do you play him with Gray? Do you play him with Deeney? Deeney, I think, will go into a... Last season, we saw him not start every game. This year, he's getting up there. He's a club legend, but unfortunately, you still have to
I think he's got to accept that he's not going to get a lot of game time this year.
He's older.
Yeah, agreed. But a game like this is probably perfect for him. He can go and bully Mina.
He can come off the bench and do that when he's a bit fresh and make an impact.
No, that's fair enough.
I would probably start Welbeck with... I'd probably start with Deulofeu.
It depends what system you play, because if you're playing someone behind Welbeck, I would play Deulofeu behind him, agreed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ismail Assar one side, Pereira the other.
Yeah.
You got quite a...
Well, you even played Deulofeu off the side and Pereira in the hole.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah,
it's a decent fluid going forward.
That's
fluid. Agreed.
But then you've got to... Then do you have a spot for Will Hughes, or do you play Decore and Capoue?
I'd have Decore and Capoue next to each other. Just got to win the ball back.
I like Will Hughes though.
So do I. Agreed.
Just tough.
Well, it depends what system he plays. He'll play.
It's an away game.
Yeah.
I would start Decore and Kapui.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. I still think Watford are weak at the back, considering Craig Dawson's come in and gone straight into the starting lineup. Pretty much shows you where they're at. Christian Kabasele is underrated. I don't mind Kabasele.
Yeah, Holebas is hit miss.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, Watford are a little bit suspect defensively, aren't they? If they could have just got a half decent centre half there.
I don't mind Dawson. The thing about Dawson is great for fantasy leagues. He scores. He'll score 5 goals this season.
He probably
4
will.
or 5.
To be fair, he had a chance last week as well, didn't he?
He scores. He gets his head on it. So he's great for fantasy league points.
I just wish they
Just
got
not
someone
for
with
clean sheets.
just a little bit more about him.
Yeah.
Just to go, right, there's our main centre half.
Nathan Aki would have done for him.
Yeah. Well, God, wouldn't he?
Back
That'd be
there.
great
Back
signing.
there. Yeah, he's too good for them, actually.
Yeah.
Sorry, Watford fans.
But that's true, though. He'd be such a good signing for Watford. Yeah.
So, score. Everton at home against Watford. Sorry, Watford fans. We are from the area, so a lot of our friends will be watching this that do like Watford. I think it's going to be 3-1.
Ooh, strong. I'm going to go for a draw. I think Watford are going to improve. And yeah, I can see it being 1-0.
If it's 1-1, Everton don't finish in the top 4.
It's true. These are the games Everton have got to win, but I've got a feeling they're gonna fall short.
Oh, fair play. Norwich Newcastle, Battle of the Ends. Great for alphabetical people. I don't even know what that means, but
that was so poor.
Yeah, I might edit that out. I'm very surprised. This is going to be an interesting game because I don't think we saw what Newcastle are all about last weekend. I think that they could potentially, if they start Alan Saint-Maximin, which they have to after his cameo.
Yeah, he came on and made a massive difference. Definitely.
I think he could cause real problems to Norwich's fullbacks.
I think Norwich are going to win.
I'm not surprised you think that, and I think that they might as well, but I think that Saint-Maximin could cause some serious problems, and Norwich have a big issue. Grant Hanley's probably playing. He's the captain.
He might score another own goal.
It's dreadful.
Yeah, I quite like Norwich, and I want to see them do well, and I think it's the perfect game for them. First game at home, couldn't pick a better side to play against.
Yeah,
and I genuinely think they're going to win. Well, at least 1-2-0 maybe. I genuinely think they're going to win quite comfortably.
Newcastle fans will hit the wall.
Yeah,
they're already just fed up.
If Newcastle lost this one poorly, Bruce is under massive pressure already.
It's an away game.
Yeah.
So it's not the end of the world.
No, but it's against a rival you should probably be beating and finishing above in the league.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd be massively disappointed if they came away with nothing. And I think they will. I thought Norwich were very good against Liverpool last week.
Did you go unchanged for Norwich?
I would, yeah. There wasn't too much you would change. Pookie scored, which is great.
Patrick Robertson?
Potentially. I don't think he was fit last week, was he?
Well,
he was on the bench. No, which makes you think if he was fit, I would definitely play him. Yeah. But I like the young fullbacks. I like Ben Godfrey as well. I really like looking at Norwich. I think they'll be all right. Newcastle, I'm not sure what to expect with Newcastle at the moment.
It's going to be interesting. I think that this season, I've said this before, I think Steve Bruce is the type of manager that can make John Shelby play well. Yeah. I think he makes a massive difference when he does play well.
Yeah, definitely.
When he doesn't lose his head.
And you've got Almiron in front of that, just buzzing around. I quite
Diving.
I like Almiron though, he's quite busy.
Joelinton did all right.
Yeah, agreed.
Like I said, Alan Saint-Maximin looked good. Not sure about, is it Willems or?
Oh yeah, came on last week, got a goal on.
Yeah, it was very. Did you hear the story? I didn't even notice during the game.
What's that?
He came on because they brought him on for a midfield. I think it was Isaac Hayden.
Yeah, he started playing at left midfield, didn't he?
No, but then no. But Ritchie was on the left at left back, or where he was meant to be playing.
Right. Yeah.
And Bruce had told him to tell Ritchie to change,
and
he just started playing centre mid. And then Bruce had to be like, get the communication. So he played 5 minutes in the wrong position. Just a brilliant story to start Steve Bruce's tenure as Newcastle manager.
Why have we got 4 in central midfield? I don't know.
I don't know. Just he fancies playing there. That's very Sunday league, isn't it? No, I'm not playing where you put me. No. I'm going to play in midfield.
Yeah, I'm going up front.
Yeah. Score
2-0.
Wow.
Yeah, I genuinely think Norwich are going to do it and do it quite comfortably.
I think Newcastle might upset. Well, it's not an upset. I think Newcastle might get it. I'm going to go 2-1 Newcastle.
Nice.
Just think that they might catch them trying to play out from the back if they press.
Yeah.
If they watched Liverpool last week, they should know to put pressure on the defence.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I think that could work. Going on to the last 3 o'clock kickoff on Saturday.
Quite a big one as well.
This is an interesting one to call because if Liverpool hadn't played midweek. It's going away to St Mary's, Southampton away. So it's Southampton versus Liverpool. I would have said that would be a walk in the park. However, they played 120 minutes of football.
Got to travel back from Turkey.
Most of their first team players played for the majority. It wasn't like a pre-season game where you can change 11 players. You get 4 subs. One, it'd be interesting to see who starts. I wouldn't be surprised if Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain starts again, but in the middle, because he only played 45 minutes, instead of on the wing. I think they'll start Mane, Firmino and Salah.
I think that front three is very important to Liverpool because we mentioned this before, and I mentioned this to you a couple of weeks ago. I don't think the backups to the front three are good enough.
Origi seems to pop up with goals, and he did well last week.
But I'm a little bit concerned that they don't have a lot behind that, and they do rely massively on those three to create chances and score goals.
I'm really excited. It's probably not going to be this season, but for Harvey Elliott and Ryan Brewster.
Yeah, definitely.
Really
I'd like to believe they'll get game time at some point this year.
They were both on the bench.
Yes, they were. Yeah.
So it'd be interesting.
There's just something about Liverpool this year which I just feel like they're going to drop points this year, and I can see them dropping at least a couple of points on Saturday as well.
Yeah, I think that it'd be interesting. I'm not sure that I'd start Henderson because he played the full game.
Milner played as well.
That's
so
where I would have put
Keita and you've got Wijnaldum. So
Keita and Wijnaldum will probably start with Fabinho or Henderson with those two.
Yeah,
I'd be tempted to throw Oxlade-Chamberlain in a game like this away at Southampton in that midfield three, not as a winger.
Yeah, I just thought he was a bit ineffectual yesterday, and
he played in the front three.
Yeah, I just feel like you just feel like he needs the game time, which makes sense to play him, but I also feel like he's just not there at the moment.
I think he's better in the midfield than as a winger. I really do. I think that's where he plays his best.
Yeah, because he can carry, he can
his passing's good, his finishing he can shoot from distance. I think he's a good player. Alexander-Arnold, I expect to come straight back in starting lineup.
Yeah, agrees.
It will be interesting if I think they might go Matip and Van Dijk again because Joe Gomez played 90 minutes of fullback, didn't he?
He played right back yesterday.
And then left back when Robertson went off, and they were saving Robertson so he'll come back in. Wouldn't surprise me to see Gomez on the bench to give him a rest.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, agree.
Southampton need to improve.
Yes.
Need to show a better performance. Danny Ings has something to prove to Liverpool.
Yeah.
I hope he plays well.
This is the type of game I can see Southampton stepping up.
I think they're going to struggle this season.
But I can see it. Tired legs from Liverpool, crowd behind them, high tempo to start with. I can see Southampton potentially doing something.
All right, give me a score prediction.
1-0.
1-0. You are probably going to be in Mark Lawrenson's bad books. When was the last time he predicted Liverpool to lose on those BBC
Well, it's not a loss though, is it?
5 years.
Yeah, well,
it's not a loss.
If it's tight, it's always a draw.
Even when they were finishing 7th.
Yeah.
They draw against the best team in the league.
Away at Manchester United. Away win.
I still think Liverpool are going to have enough. I just don't think I really rate Southampton that much. I think it'd be 1-0. I think it'd be tight, but I think they'll grind it out.
That's the thing. Yeah. That's the thing for this season. If Liverpool can grind Saturday's game out, agreed. But I just think there's something about them this year that I don't think they're quite that level.
Fair play. This is probably the biggest game of the weekend, and I joked about Spurs being the biggest game of the weekend last weekend.
It really is this weekend.
Genuinely is this weekend. At the Etihad, Manchester City versus Spurs, 5:30 kickoff. The late kickoff on a Saturday. We'll be at the pub watching it.
Yes, we will. Yes,
definitely. I'm very worried.
Yeah, Spurs usually play horrendously at the Etihad as well, so you got absolutely hammered in the past. And
I just don't think that I can't see us being City at this point.
No,
the performance last weekend was so emphatic. They looked so good.
Yeah, City were great. I thought Spurs were a little bit lucky to end up winning 3-1 in the end.
Tottenham do have a habit of playing better against better teams.
Yeah.
However, I don't think we'll have enough. I don't think Spurs will get washed away.
No,
I think they'll be within distance. I can't see it being like a 4-0. I could see it being like a 2-1, 3-1. I think City will have enough.
Yeah, agrees.
I don't think they'll change the starting lineup. But
they don't need to. Do they? They're just so
Bernardo
strong.
Silva one side, Sterling the other. They might bring Aguero back in. They've been playing Gabriel Jesus, but how can you beat this City side really?
They are just strong, aren't they? So strong. In all departments, they're strong. Yeah. And like you say, I think they might score early, and you're just trying to keep it down to 3 at that point, aren't you? So yeah.
Tottenham absolutely have to bring Vertonghen back in. Absolutely have to. It doesn't matter if there's some move in the process.
You don't want Sanchez at the back, do you?
Oh no, no, not at all.
Yes.
No, they have to bring Vertonghen back in. I think that you have to. I would stick with Walker Peters.
Well, I thought Walker Peters was great last week, and so I'll keep him in there.
I'd keep him in there. It'd be a big challenge against Sterling, but the thing about Sterling is he's not. Like, he's strong, he's got a good centre of gravity, but he's not a physically imposing winger. So I think Walker Peters can almost keep up with him.
Yeah,
so he's not slow, Walker Peters.
That's the thing. I wouldn't mind playing up against Sterling or Mahrez. I think they're not. I think you could deal with it. I genuinely think you could.
I think Sterling's become a different level.
Yeah, but I wouldn't mind playing up against Mahrez. I'll just kick him.
Yeah, he's so skinny.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Eriksen come back into the starting lineup, and I think
definitely.
he probably should.
Yes.
I wouldn't have been saying this at the end of the season,
No,
but he played very well last weekend. Who does Pochettino drop is the big question.
I'd take Dele Alli out in a heartbeat.
He didn't start last weekend,
It
so
doesn't
that's
matter.
not.
I just wouldn't play.
No,
He's just not good enough.
Lamella didn't set the world alight last weekend. Mora's there. Son's still suspended, I think.
Is he? Okay.
I think possibly. Yeah, he is.
That's a big loss.
Son's still suspended. Yeah. Does he take out one of that midfield? Because the midfield didn't work in the first half. Does he take out Winks, Sissoko?
I think you play Winks. I play Ndombele.
Take out Sissoko.
Potentially, yeah. Have maybe Eriksen in there if need be.
Yeah, Eriksen in that 3.
Yeah.
And then up top, I'd probably start Mora. I'd probably give Lamella another go.
Yeah, agreed.
But just, they were too narrow last week. Play it further out.
Yeah.
Lamella's not a bad player.
You've just got to try and get the ball first. That's a problem. Yeah.
I want to take myself out of my misery.
What are you going to
Score, please.
3-0, Man City.
I want to be slightly kinder to Spurs.
What, 2-1 win?
3-1. I can see City scoring 3, especially if Sanchez plays at the back. I can see City scoring 3.
Yeah.
3-1. Although Spurs got a 3-2 win last time they played the Etihad in the Champions League.
Yeah, agreed.
It was very good. Or was it 4-3? 4-3 or something.
It was
massive,
a sensational game.
What a game. Sheffield United versus Crystal Palace is the 2 o'clock kickoff on Sunday. I think Sheffield United are going to win again.
So I'm really looking forward to this game. I cannot wait to see Sheffield United at home. And like you, I think they're also going to win. And I think they're going to win quite comfortably as well.
I don't start Billy Sharp though.
Off the bench?
Yeah. I think it worked last week. I think you stick to it because I thought McGoldrick did all right.
He did okay.
And Billy Sharp is an older boy, and I think off the bench might be his role this season.
Yeah,
but I think he'll score goals off there.
Yeah.
Palace, Zaha expects to go straight back into the lineup.
Yeah.
And this is the thing that Sheffield United need to be careful of, because we said how much we enjoyed their centre-halves attacking last week with Zaha against a team.
Yeah.
Because Palace, as much as they struggle, they are very, very fast. Zaha's quick, Townsend's quick, Schlupp's quick.
They had a great away record last year, and they're so suited to play on the counter.
They're just
perfect.
Very swift.
And as you say, if you got centre halves absolutely bombing it past Zaha and Townsend on either side,
it's going to leave a gap.
Ooh, yeah, agreed. I still think they're going to nick it.
I think they'll win.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
But I think that I think they'll win. Wouldn't surprise me if they get trounced.
Yeah, you wouldn't be surprised if Palace won 4-1.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I do genuinely think Sheffield United are going to win 1-0.
What a start for Chris Wilder.
Yeah.
2-0. You going to go or 1-0?
I'm going to go 2-0.
I'm going to stick with 1-0. I think they'll get the win, but I think again wouldn't be surprised if it's 4-1 Palace. Completely agree with you there. The later kickoff on Sunday, 4:30. This is a game that I think might be an away win. Chelsea versus Leicester at Stamford Bridge. Quite simply, Lampard needs a win.
This is a massive, massive game. He has got to win this game.
He really does.
I'm not even understating it. He's got to get a win. And obviously, after playing 120 minutes yesterday, I'm massively concerned.
This is the problem.
They might struggle slightly.
I start Giroud. I would start Giroud. You said you'd stick with Tammy Abraham for his confidence.
I would for his confidence, but also if you get kind of to half time, it's 0-0. He's had a couple of chances and missed them. You're suddenly going, oh my god. But yeah, Giroud will play some part in the game, definitely. Yeah.
Do you stick with Mason Mount?
Well, he didn't play yesterday. He wasn't in the squad at all.
Yes, he did. He came on.
Was he?
Yeah, he scored his penalty.
Did he?
Yeah.
I'd see. I watched the game.
Yeah, you were paying attention. Yeah, he scored his penalty.
I was asleep by then.
He definitely played. Pulisic, I think, starts.
Yeah, he played really well last night. I did see his
2 goals.
goal.
Yeah, very good finish.
Yeah, very good
finish.
Yeah, I thought Mason Mount did all right against United as well. I thought he was quite lively, got into good positions. Yeah, I'd start him, definitely.
Yeah, you got Pedro or Willian. Would you play either of them?
Again, I thought Pedro could have played quite well yesterday again, but probably William for probably fresh legs.
William's not. He's been given the number 10 shirt.
Big responsibility. Too much responsibility.
This is the issue at Chelsea. They look very, very shaky at centre half.
Oh, Zuma was absolutely rubbish last week. He played all right last night.
Christensen's...
Yeah, you
Christensen's
expect
good.
more from Christensen. I really like him as well, and I want to see him kind of step up a level.
This is my thing. Are either of them good enough to lead the back line?
No, and that's what I want Christensen to be. I want him to step up to that position where you go, he's our number one centre half.
I think Rudiger will be their number one.
Yeah, agreed.
I think that Rudiger will take over from Zuma, and I think Zuma will drop to the bench.
Yeah.
Good to see Tomori get some minutes last night, but I expect them to stick with Christensen and Zuma unless Rudiger's fit, in which case he has to come straight.
That concerns me if you've got a Vardy who's running the channels against Zuma massively.
I think he'll chop him.
Yeah, definitely.
Even a Jose Perez will cause him problems.
Yeah, agreed. And then you've also got Madison Tielemans. You've got all these players who can create chances. Very good side, Leicester.
They're a very good side, and they'll be so much fresher.
Yes.
So much fresher.
My only concern with Leicester is I'm still not 100% convinced by their back two. Without Maguire, they're a little bit susceptible.
Of all the teams of the top 6 clubs to play, this is the most toothless, I think.
Yes, it's one of the teams you look at and go, I can't see either Abraham or Jury getting 10 Premier League goals.
And, Mount's a good player, but I don't see him as a number 10 going
That's
forward.
the thing, he doesn't score many goals, Barkley doesn't score many goals, Pedro does, William does, but apart from that, you are struggling for goals in that team.
Score?
1-0.
I'm going to go 2-1 Leicester, away win. Big call.
Oh, Lampard out.
Nah, this is a bye season for Lampard.
And to be fair, the first 2 games I think have been very positive in terms of performance as well.
Yeah.
And I would be quite positive as a Chelsea fan, but yeah, big game.
Monday Night Football returns. Carragher and Neville will be back.
Yes, can't wait.
Yeah, it's 8 o'clock kickoff.
Big game as well.
At
really
Molineux. Wolves versus Man United. I think this is almost more of a test of where Man United are at than last weekend.
Yes, definitely.
First away game. Wolves are a good side. It's the type of game they definitely slipped up on last season, Man United. They'll be expected to still have to come out of them. Wolves will have a proper go.
Yep.
Be interesting.
Wolves have played a
interesting.
lot of football as well, obviously, with the Europa League games too, so they're going to be a little bit further down the line.
They still had a drab 0-0 last weekend.
Yeah, I think Wolves are going to win the game. I do.
I'm not sure. I saw enough from Man United last week.
I'm not sure with Man United. Every game, you're just not sure what Pogba's going to bring to the table, or what anyone else is going to do.
It's the type of game that Pogba could definitely disappear in.
Yeah, exactly. And I do back Wolves to score a couple of goals. Jota's decent. Jimenez always scores goals.
I just think that Harry Maguire looked so good last week.
That's the problem with United. They look good defensively now. They just look a little bit toothless up front in a sense, and I feel like there's a lot of pressure on Rashford to score goals.
There's a lot of pressure on Rashford, but he needs this. He's at the age now where he needs to come through on this potential. So he needs to take the responsibility.
My concern is behind him. There's not a lot else, and you go, "Ooh, okay."
Martial scored last weekend. On his day, he's a good player.
Sanchez is just
a
waste of time.
Will James come back? Greenwood could get off the bench in this game again.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
It's going to be very, very. I think it's going to be a very good game of football.
I hope so. Usually, Monday night games are terrible. But
I like Wolves.
Yeah, so do I.
And Wolves are a good footballing side. I just worry that Raul Jimenez is not going to be up to the level of Maguire.
No, you got Crotone on the bench again. I think Maguire would have him in his pocket. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
So you've said you think Wolves might win.
I think Wolves are going to nick it. I think 1-0.
I think it's going to go the other way. I think it's going to be 1-0 to Man United. I think they'll scrape through it, but I just think they've got enough. And it wouldn't surprise me if it's like a Pogba penalty or something.
It'll be a really rubbish goal, and it'll just be like, it'll be a Lingard goal. I can't stand Lingard either. He'll suddenly score.
I think it'll be a penalty. I think Rashford might win the penalty. I think Pogba will take it.
Who's going to give it away? Bolly?
Yeah, probably. Willy Bolly.
Yeah.
What a name.
Absolutely size Rashford down in the box. I can see it from here.
That is it for episode 2 of Pub Football with Miles and Jimmy. The preview of this weekend's Premier League games. Like I said, put some money on it, see what you get, but don't count us responsible. if you don't
I
want
wouldn't
to.
have trusted any of those schools in a million years.
Responsible gambling, as is it Ray Winston who does them?
Yeah, he does.
Ray Winston says responsible gambling, and Paul Merson, the gambling addict, on the gambling.
Yes, what a man.
Yeah, what a surprise. We'll be back on Monday night to see if we were right, to talk about the games from the weekend. Enjoy the weekend. Watch as much football as you can. I know we will. All there is left to say with my empty pint glass, because one of us drinks properly. Cheers.